today's bit, I want to try and get past page 1 to get onto page 2, at least, to finish the playthrough of the first quiet bit until it gets to the beginning of the part where you can see straight away from the notes it shifts from this very calm, tranquil, deceptive, lilting first part into straight away presto con fuoco, fast with fire, and you have really the outbreak of the thunderstorm that I talked about earlier on, and the whole piece alternates between the themes that are introduced in this first section so that tune to the octave bit later on, which I'm not practiced for at all. We'll see how far we get through to today before I stop the clip. The couple of things that I forgot to mention to you in the first clip with regard to the noteworthy bits here in the first section would be the bell-like characteristics of that first character. And I'm very attracted to pieces, the Engulf Cathedral, for example, by Debussy, you know, which starts, and then even other pieces as well, which start with this sort of bell-like character. And I heard it straight away when I started teaching myself this piece, which is not a characteristic that I have heard in any other interpretation that I've listened to so far on the CD, and that's just this echo. So the thing to note is how you have this quite persistent, it's like a heartbeat, you know? And then it goes on. And just to give you a bit of how it ends, that's the last bit. But I just wanted to point out to you, and this is a bit of a spoiler to the end, that it ends with exactly the same characteristics, although that now reverts to the native key of A minor, which is of course the relative key to the C major in which the piece starts. So it ends like this. Everything that happens, and I like the symmetry of it. So that's the first thing to point out to you, that bell-like quality. The second one is when I was reading through the phrasing, and mind you, I haven't done music theory for quite a long time, so I have no idea what I'm saying to you, if that's the accepted interpretation or not. It's just Elaine's interpretation. But I noticed, for example, how you go from the left phrase and you've got this whole continuous phrasing that continues all the way through, so the whole thing is of one piece, and yet you've got the right hand and you can see the phrasing goes in long sweeps. And for those of you who have been reading my writing, I hope that by listening to me get through my music that you understand a little bit more as to what I mean when I write and I have a specific feeling of the phrasing of a piece. It definitely comes from the music. Now, I'm just going to point out a couple more things, which is when you listen out to this first passage, which we're going to play through now, and I hope I have enough space for that. I also want to point out a couple of key moments when Chopin introduces certain notes of ominousness or certain notes of foreboding that evoke certain harmonies that give you an indication of the switch from it wasn't even C major, this is F major, sorry. And of course it ends in A minor. I've completely forgotten what I was going to say, which is a good cue for me to start playing. stop there because this is such a lovely bit. This bit. Listen, he doesn't do this. Can you hear the difference? There's a G there. And that's what I mean by his chord constructions are just so... it's too late in the evening. I have no vocabulary for it anymore, but there is by using slippery harmonies like that, how it comes across to me anyway, there's a constant sense of movement that he built into his music. There's a constant sense of